Namaste, Gurulians. I hope every one of you are fine and following the guidelines of the Health Ministry of India. Dear students, today we are going to start the first chapter of the history, that is how, when and where. Dear students, today we will come to know what is the importance of history, why do we study history, and in the two previous classes we have studied. In the class 6 about ancient history, class 7 we studied about medieval history, and in class 8 we will study modern history. My dear students, today we are going to explore the very first chapter of the history of class 8, how, when and where. Dear students, before we start the first chapter, let us come to know one more time what is history. Dear students, you may have heard a number of times about history. History is the study of past. History is the study of collection of coins, monuments, and many more sources of history. Today, we will come to know how important are dates in the history. Dear students, many of the students are there who are having misconception in their mind that history is the study only about dates. Is such a conception true? I have heard many people say that history is boring because history is all about memorizing the dates. Do we only memorize the dates in the history? Let us come to know today. In history, if you see in class 6th, history was about the people, about hunter-gatherers. How do they use to find out their sources of livelihood? And even in the class 7th also you studied about the life of pastoral peoples. But in this history, we will come to know comparison between past and present. That is why we refer the word before and after. You might have seen in class 6 also, number of time, two terms were used there at that time. That was BC, which is called before Christ, and second is AD, which is called Anno Domini. Dear students, here we will have a comparison between past and the present. This is the reason we refer the word BC and AD. Which dates? The next question is here. Which dates are important in the history? Can we consider each and every date important? Is it so? Let us see here. There was a time in the history where historians, you might be knowing the word historians here, students. This word has been repeated in your previous classes also. Historians are those who study about past, those who write histories are known as historians. So dear students, here we will come to know which dates are important, why historians gave much importance to the British period. You might be knowing very well, when British government came to India, let me tell you, in 1600th century, British government came to India. And Britishers gave much importance to this date. Why not to the other dates? If you see the history, most of the historians were very curious about the lifestyles of the kings, when the king was born, when he was crowned, when he had a son, which battles he fought, number of questions were there at that time. Suppose if I say that Ashoka, you might be knowing and you have already studied in class 6 also about Ashoka, the great king of India. Dear student, 268 BCE, 268 BCE, before Common Era. In this particular year, he became a king. And now, can we give dates to each and every event? No, this is also not easy to. Students, we have a number of examples here. For example, when you travel in the train, when you peep outside of the window of the train, you might think about the question when railway started in India. This question comes in your mind many times. And suddenly, this question also comes in which year railway started in India. You might be knowing well, in 1853, Lord Dalhousie, he was the Governor General of India who started railways in India. We can give specific year, specific date to this incident. For example, if we take another example here, suppose when you see someone is drinking a cup of tea outside on the crossroad at a tea stall, you may think in your mind when people started drinking tea in India. Do we have any specific date for this? No, dear students, because people in India did not start drinking tea at fine day or particular day. People developed a taste for tea over a long period of time. For such kind of events, we cannot give specific dates. That is why all the dates are not important in the history, and we cannot give specific date to any particular event also. Suppose if I say 15th August 1947, this date is very important in the Indian history. Everybody knows very well. Why? Because on this particular day, India got independence from the British government. That is why this date is very important in the Indian history, not the other dates. In the same way, we will take another example here, one more example. That example is of newspaper. Suppose morning time when you read newspaper, this question comes in your mind when newspaper was printed. Dear student, this is also the question. Here we cannot give one specific date because no specific date this culture of reading newspaper was developed all over the country. Now let us move to the next step. And next step is why do we periodize? What does it mean? It means dividing any event into many periods or dividing the history into many periods. Dear students, in 1817, there was a person whose name was James Mill. He was one of the Scottish economist and political philosopher. What did he do? He published a book, and the name of the book which was published by him was A History of British India. Dear students, A History of British India was the book which was published by whom? By James Mill. Dear students, in this book, he divided Indian history into the three periods. And what are the three periods which are divided by him? These are Hindu, Muslim, and British. These three periods were divided by him. And this periodization was widely accepted in the society by people. What do you think? Do you think was there any problem with this periodization which was divided, which was given by a historian named James Mill? In the same way, my dear students, many historians, especially British historians, they gave much importance to the history which was written by British historians. What did they do? They also divided one more periodization. That periodization is known as ancient history, medieval history, and modern history. What is this period known as? Dear students, the very old age period is referred to ancient history. And medieval history is that history when the features of the modern history does not exist in this period. We call this period as medieval history. And modern history is that history when we see the development around us about knowledge, science, technology. In this era, in this period which we are living is known as modern period. It is modern history. But this period was also widely accepted by many of the historians in the world. But this periodization also has been taken from the Western countries. It is also the culture which has been developed, which has been given by the Western historians in India. Dear students, historians, those who were from England, those who were from Western countries, they gave much importance to the period of, you can say, Governor Generals. The very first Governor General of India, Warren Hastings, who became the Governor General in 1773, to the last Viceroy of India, Lord Mountbatten. So history is around them. If you see, the British historians wrote the history in India only about them. Sometimes we feel that if there was nothing more than the periodization of these Governor Generals and the Viceroys. This is the question mark. We will have to think about this, whether the periodization which is given by the British historians is true or not. This is the conception, this is the notion which we have to keep in our mind. So dear students, this whole periodization which was divided by British historians is referred to as colonial by the Indian historians. So we give the name colonial period. Why do we give the name to this period as colonial period? Because when British government came to India in 1600 century in India, slowly and gradually they started business, trading with Indian government. Thereafter, they started establishing themselves in India, and you might be knowing very well, in 1757, the Battle of Plassey was fought by them in India by Lord Clive, and after that they started establishing supremacy in India. Then thereafter, Battle of Buxar was fought in 1764, which you will study in the previous chapters of the 8th class history. Dear students, what do you mean by colonial period? Colonial period is that period when the British government subjugated Indian government and brought the changes, political changes, social changes, cultural changes and economic changes. So this whole periodization is known as colonial period. This is enough for today. The rest of the things of this chapter will be discussed in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.